like to ride on the tractor?
Hey everyone, got another tractor video for you, coming back at you from my parents' house. And I should say we just picked up this sweet little rig. So this is a Millcreek Turf 75TD, which is a top dresser. So as you can see probably from an earlier video of me mowing the lawn, my lawn needs a lot of work. Essentially I have Title 5 sand underneath what very little loam I have, so I got a lot of work. I mulch, I fertilize, but I'm trying to put a little bit more organic matter back into the soil to breathe some life into it. So this will be the perfect combo. Lucky for me, we're going to be experimenting at my parents' house first. So my dad already mowed the lawn real short. His goal is to top dress it with some screen loam from my sister and brother-in-law's place. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Quick overview of here. We already got the loam loaded up. The probably the most inefficient part of this is going to be unhooking and hooking up the tractor, because we only have the tractor to load it, but it sure beats spreading it by hand. It's PTO driven, so there's a chain underneath here that's going to move all of this loam back to here, and it'll be spread with this brush. So the way you would control the amount of loam that's going to be spread is by adjusting this shield, which, yeah, I think we're going to have to adjust this. I think you're probably going to want a little more flow than that, because you want a decent amount on the lawn, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, it's got a pretty good mount there. It's got 2 inches there, so an inch and a half anyway.
well, this is always something we can play around with and adjust. We also have this fines tray here, I believe that's what it's called, and you can bring it up or drop it down. Essentially that's going to control how much it's kind of held in place and how far the brush is going to be throwing it. So let's jump right into this. This is my first time using it, so we'll bring you along for the ride.
All right, we're almost ready to start. This is pretty lumpy. I basically want to just put a good layer of topsoil down and then just drag it to level it out, because there's a lot of high spots and low spots. So we'll see what we can do, what it'll do, instead of doing it all by hand. But you get a rough idea. It's a lot more gravel than it looks like. Here goes the maiden run. We'll see how heavy it's putting it down and what it looks like. Made a little adjustment to it. Still coming off fairly light, but might have to go over it a couple times. 1.5.
All right, yeah, so we noticed, like my dad was saying, that it's pretty light putting this down, so this is how we're adjusting it, pulling it forward, and that's opening up the space down here. The other thing, this thing has its work cut out for it, because this loam is somewhat wet, so
very wet.
It's going to be coming out. It will handle it, but it will be coming out in chunks, kind of like you see here, and then afterwards we'll drag it. But all right, let's see how this works.
Definitely awesome tuner, very tunable. I think that's going to work out pretty good. I'll probably give it a day or so to dry out before I drag it out. We got that iron grate. I'm sure you've seen in a few of the other videos. That is our go-to piece of equipment. We use that for everything. Seems to work out really well. All right, we'll get back to you in a little while after we spread this out and see what we end up with. All right, here we are a little bit later. It is working awesome. Better than I thought it would have worked, especially with it being so wet. But here we are. Like I said, I don't know how much it's gonna, you can see just how muddy this is. It literally is mud. And it's caking up, but it is still managing to spread it out. I mean, it's literally mud. You can't get any wetter than that. But it's doing a great job. It's doing a really good job. Just hoping that it wouldn't take but a few hours of the sun would dry this out to get it good enough to drag. I could probably drag it now, but I don't want to risk it. It will do a much nicer job letting it, the wind dry it and the sun dry it for a couple hours, and we'll be doing much better. But my granddaughter, who's loves to play in the dirt. What do you got? What? What? Yeah, you like to ride on the tractor?
And that's Courtney's daughter.
You want to ride on the tractor? Yeah.
Well, we're about ready to put this to bed. Still have the other side of the lawn to do tomorrow, but it's getting late. But yeah, like Dad was saying earlier, this thing was pretty impressive, especially considering how wet the loam was. We've had 3 days of just solid rain, so it's hard for that loam to dry out. But pretty impressive. I'm happy with the purchase. It'll definitely do a nice job on my lawn once we get time to spread that out. But I figured I'd give you a quick update on the food plot / garden we planted, so you could see the different colors and the rows. Got a lot of weeding to do. I think we'll just let it go though, at least for this size. We got the soybeans and then the corn. So I don't know who's putting those rows down. They're not the straightest, but you know, they'll do for now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.